Night Watch, at Mars Cardography. Two great solo RPGs that taste, well, they taste okay together. Here's the problem. Night Watch is a tower defense game. It's designed to be played and to really shine when your guys have objectives they got to get in and complete while mobs keep spawning and jumping on them. At Mars Cardography is a dungeon designing deck. It's really designed more for RPGs. And, it's more of an exploration exercise. It does have some light RPG elements in it. The actual adventure can be downloaded, and then the cards will you can make your own map. You can shuffle them out and deal them however you want. We are playing through Enter the Fiery Pits, and after a little bit of review, it's Norse Foundry is who generates these. I found them at the local game store, and in our last video, we left Corletto and his newfound friends had basically completed a 7-wave... Well, here, let me just show you the map to refresh your memory. We left them in the Battle of the Mess Hall. I probably could have used my dungeon dressing. I got a couple of tables made out of popsicle sticks. You can actually tell that's popsicle sticks. But, hot glue. It ain't so bad. Hey, look, we got some three-dimensional stuff going on there. As I said, our heroes, the great wizard Corletto, his stunty-runty little halfling friend, Darty, what is his name? Marty O'Darty. No, that's not him. Marty O'Darty is the guy with the bow. That's him right there on the far left. The stunty guy is actually Sable Tall. That's right. And then, of course, our big tank is Melton Marzer. So there's our four heroes. They are going on a short hunt. Normally in the Night Watch, you have a vow, and we're kind of playing fast and loose here because we're mixing and matching and just trying to generate a dungeon, do a little bit of exploration. And what we found is, after you get through about 7 or 8 of these cards, well, two things we discovered. There are 52 room cards. Some of them have 2 rooms. Like this was, I want to say, 6 and 7. Total of 59 encounters. The other thing we found is that you can randomize them, or you can use just the standard dungeon design that comes in the adventure that you can download. The link is included with the product. And that will connect the office that handles the arena, which is over here. I got them separated. We had a big battle in the mess hall, and it was fine. It was fun. But at a certain point, we said, you know what? We're just going to start playing through. We played through our waves of enemies, and they survived. This time around, I want to do something a little different. I've separated out the cards that we've already used, and what we're looking for is card number 54. This is our objective card. But rather than go through all 50 of the cards, and to be honest with you, I feel a little squeamish about doing that because, spoilers, some of you guys may want to get this adventure and run your players through it. I will warn you, it takes place in a kind of proprietary campaign world that I think is maybe a little bit twee. I mean, they try to be creative, maybe once too far. They've got the same monsters that fill the same niches as your orcs, your goblins, and so on and so forth. But they give them a bunch of fancy pants names like Basilite. Some of this stuff is pretty creative, and I mean, look, it's a fiery dungeon, right? So having a lava monster is perfectly in keeping with the setting. But for what we're doing today, that's not how it's going to work. So there you go. We've shuffled them all up. We're looking for that big idol. We are trying to stop the cultists from summoning a big old demon, big old fire demon. And here's a couple of our cultists. In terms of Night Watch, these guys are classed as hordes. They have a free move, and they get 2 actions per turn, rolling d8s on each of those actions. All successes are on a 4-up. The minions for those guys, the kind of runty, stunty little guys, are going to be these rat-looking dudes. And if you wanted to, now you can see, these are, I think you may be familiar with the term Skaven. I just call them ratmen. We got one with a polearm. We got one assassin here. And I wish I could remember who makes these. It might be Irregular Miniatures. It might be Pendraken. So you could conceivably say, hey, you know what? This guy's an assassin. He hides in shadows. He's immune to target. You know what? That's what we're going to do. The guys with the knives here are immune to ranged attacks. They can only be fought in melee. That gives them a little bit more survivability. Just, adds a little bit of flavor. The nice thing about Night Watch is you can do that. You can start throwing in modifiers. It's pretty easy to do on the fly. With all that said, we're going to back off here a little bit. I'm going to take a look. And for those of you that saw the first of the Adventures of Corletto, you will know that we dealt out this deck, and here's the dungeon that we wound up with. So we have an exit up there, there, and there. We have a total of 4 exits. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm going to do is roll a d12, and I'm going to divide by 4. If I had a d4 handy, I'd use that. We get a 12, which means... I'm going to divide by 3 to figure out... all right, let's try this again. I'm going to roll a d12, divide by 3. That's going to give me a number between 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to tell us which way our heroes are going to explore. So a 10 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go through this door and see what we see next. I guess it's also worth pointing out, as I cut this a few more times, just to show you that I'm staying completely honest. These guys did level up. Normally when you're playing a game of Night Watch, you level up after every other scenario, but I'm going to do it this time. I don't know how many more videos we're going to get out of this, how many more adventures, because like I said, this could be card 59. I don't know which card it is. I'm cutting it. I have no idea. We could have our quarry right there now, could be buried at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to reshuffle at the start of every game, so, who knows how long it's going to be. Totally random, and that's part of the fun of this. Even though we're kind of putting some square pegs in round holes, it's all right. So number 30 is going to look something like this. I'm going to draw this out, and, before I do that, though, let's take a look. We have the game. The cards themselves, if you don't want to download the PDF, they do have a nice little reminder sheet here for you. So number 30, this is a Basilite guard post. Now the Basilites are the cultists. So I'm going to look at, now because we leveled these guys up to number 2, I am going to go to our spawn, and for adepts it's going to be 3 vermin and 2 horde. That's what generates. So already we're going to have a little bit of combat here. And it's going to be appearing in this room. We got to figure out how to align this, and I think it's pretty obvious that we'll align it like that. So we can have a room up here and another one down here. Each square is roughly 2 centimeters. I'm kind of fudging it a little bit to make it all work, make them all fit together, and allow us to have some loops that circle back around on each other. So let me draw this out. I don't know if you can make it out. There's a slightly heavier line down here. So the question is going to be, our hordes and our vermin are going to spawn here and here. And remember, we had a lot of guys coming in. This actually makes sense with our last adventure / video. On an even result, that's how they're going to spawn. On an odd result, I'm going to swap them. So we get an even result. So this is our Basilite cultist spawn point. And then the question is going to be, who gets to go first? We have blundered into this guard area. He's got a torch that he uses. Melton has a torch that he uses as a secondary weapon in addition to his sword. See, and then he's also the pack horse. You can see the backpack he's lugging around. So the question is going to be, who gets to go first? They did spawn as we crossed over the threshold of this guard post. I think what we'll do is we'll just call it 50-50. Why don't we do a roll-off, right? Our bad guys, they're fiery guys, they're going to roll the red die, and the good guys will roll the green. So on a tie roll, we'll just roll off again, and this time green. So our boys get to go first, which is maybe not what we really wanted, but we'll make it work. So the first thing we're going to do is move him up. He has a free move to here, and then he's going to use his first shot. Now he's a bowman, and he gets to roll 2d10, and then the green d8 is going to be the save. He's firing an arrow at this guy. He hits on 4s, so he gets 1 hit, and then the save is successful. So we're going to bring in 2 blue attacks for his d8 attack. The save is successful, and then we're going to roll 2d6, and again, he saves on the d8s, and so we get no hits, and then that save is just pointless. So our archer is doing a bang-up job there. Then we'll bring him around. Let's see how close he is. He's going to have to use his free move, and he's just going to go in and tank. And if he moves to there, does he have 4 inches? He does. So he's going to get stuck in. He does have charge. He's going to use his first charge attack. Now, this is a little bit nuts. He's going to roll 2d10 for his first attack. Then, because he is using his berserk charge, he gets to roll a d8 for his second attack. And because he is fighting with 2 weapons, he gets a d6 for his third attack. So each of these die types is a single attack. He could get 3 hits on this charge. He gets 1 on the 8, 1 on the 6, and 1 on the 10. The 2 successes, he just has 2 chances to get 1 success. So this cultist now has to roll 3d8, and he has to succeed on all 3 of these. 4 up. And he is a truly impressive specimen. That skull that he's carrying must give him a heck of a bonus. All right, that's fine. Well, he survived 3 attacks. Let's see if he can survive the D8 attack with the bonus D6. So this is 2 attacks on the 1 action. We get 1 hit, and the save is going to be successful. And then, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is a really streaky game. We're going to use our D6s. So the green D6 is a separate attack from these 2 D6s. And then we'll wait and see how many saves he's got to make. So he gets 2 hits. That's 2 more saves that this cultist has to make. And he makes them both. So he has now survived a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 attacks. That is amazing. Now the question becomes, what do we want to do? Because these guys are going to come through the door. Man, this is interesting. Let's bring him. He's only 4 inches away. We got to negate the threat. We're going to bring him into contact with both of these guys. And he's going to use his charge attack as well. Now, he's got a shield, so let me just cross off these abilities, and this is where the tower defense thing... a lot of the games that I play of Night Watch come across as a cakewalk, but that's just because these guys are depleting all of their special abilities and resources. In most games, I'm out of options, and by the end, I'm kind of sweating bullets, because as soon as you start taking wounds, your effectiveness drops off exponentially. Be that as it may, we have now got 2d10 plus a d8 for Sable Talt, and he's going to be attacking this guy to start. I put him in contact with both, so he doesn't have to use another move. He gets 1 hit with the 10s, and he misses with his charge attack. So this guy now has to make a save on just 1 die, and with a 6, he succeeds. So now we're going to roll his d8 attacks, and he's going to roll the green die as the save, and he makes his save, and then we're going to roll our d6s, and once again, the d8 is going to be for that cultist's save. So misses that successful save is wasted. And now the only guy left we got is our wizard. So our wizard is going to barge into here, and he's going to drop his shield spell. He gets to do an arcane shield. So everybody has plus 2 dice. Everybody within 3 inches, which as you can see is everybody, gets to add 2 to their dodge defend rolls. That means they're dodging and defending on a 6. This cultist is going to move to here as his free action and open the door as an action. So the door is open. This one can move 6 inches. He's going to come to contact with him. And then this guy is going to go 3 and 3. He's going to come into contact here. So they're each going to get to roll 1d6 attacks. So first we'll go against Marty O'Darty. And that's a miss. And then we'll roll against our wizard. And the wizard gets hit. And he has to make a save. Now, he's wearing light armor. So normally he would only save on a 5-up. But he gets a plus 2 to that roll. So he's saving on a 3-up. So we've already, first blood, that was a 1. He has taken a wound. Well, that spell did a heck of a lot of good, didn't it? And one of the reasons we did that is because these guys, now they're already in contact. We'll split them off. Here you go. They're each going to get to roll 2d6. So we're going to roll for Sable, who is going to take 2 hits. And then we'll roll for Melton, who is also going to take 2 hits. And He's going to save. Saving on... I'm sorry. Normally he saves on a 4-up. But because of the +2, he saves on a 2-up. That's what's +2 to the roll. So he saves both of his, and our tank saves both of his. And that's the end of the bad guy's turn. Now the question is, should we spawn anybody new for a second wave? And I'm not going to do that because we've already depleted a lot of our special abilities, and we haven't even scratched these guys. So we'll start down here with our... Well, let's start with the big boy first, actually. He's using his D10s and a D6. The D6 is a separate attack that misses. So this cultist is going to roll a 1, and he finally goes down. That is going to be worth 6 silver at the end of the adventure for Melton. He will use his free attack... Oh, I put the... What did I do? My wound goes under Mr. Wizard. He's going to use his free move to contact, and then he's going to use his D8s with a bonus D6 attack, because he's 2-weapon fighting. And a 1, 2, 3 ain't going to do it, Chief. Then he's going to use his D6s, and he's going to roll 3 D6s. The green die is the separate attack. So he hits... That was a 6. He hits with both of those, and now this guy has to save twice, and he fails. So he goes down. And that is it for our tank. Now, the good news is, when this bad guy comes in, he'll charge the nearest unengaged warrior. That's probably going to be him. But we need to do Sable down here. Fighting with the D10s. He doesn't get any bonus attacks now. So his first attack is going to be a hit, and Homeboy goes down. So after all that, in the first turn, it couldn't handle it. So action number 2 is going to be to use his free move to rush at this guy. And, ooh, I wonder if that's a good idea. The reason being, he is immune to ranged attacks. So if he frees up here, this is going to be interesting. All right, so he's used his D10s. Now we're going to use our D8s to attack, and he gets, that's only 1 hit. The vermin is going to fail. And then we can... So he uses his 8s, his 10s. He's got his 6 left. Let's go ahead and use the D6. He only gets to roll 1 die, and he fails, so he's done right there. But it's the bad guy's turn. Let me drop this other rat man on him, so I'm keeping score. Now it is the darkness turn. He's going to move up. Oh, no, it's not. It's actually his turn. What does he want to do? Do we want to heal him up now or wait until he takes a second? I think we want to. He's got a healing potion, and he's going to use it to get rid of that. So he's got... That's his free move, by the way. And then... Ah, boy. Free move. Now he can use his D6s to see if he moves again. And with a success on a 4, he can. So he's going to stop right there. And he's going to make 2 attacks. Now he only gets to roll once, so he gets 1 hit. And this rat man assassin, that rat assassin, is going to save on a 5. And it becomes his turn. So he moves to the nearest character. And he's got... That's his free move. And he's got 1 attack on a D6. He misses... So we're going to bring our big boy over to hit him with the 10s. And an 8 is his free attack. Both of those hit. So that guy's got to save looking for 4-ups, and he does. All right, so we'll roll our D8s with our bonus D6. He's going to get 1 hit, and Mr. Ratman is going to fail this time. So Ratsassin goes down. And we're ready to find out what's behind doors number 1 and 2. And here, when we start to do our what do you call it? Our spawning for the darkness phase, we're going to start rolling dice to see whether they come from this intersection or wherever the other exits are. This first card is going to go up here. So our boys are going to come around and they're going to look, and we're going to go tank, tank, wizard, bowman. That's how they're going to start. This top card is going to go up here somehow. The bottom card down, the next card on the bottom. So we have room number 47, which you can align this however you want. If we zoom up and out, you'll see that we're running out of room up there. So I think it makes sense to drop it. If you drop it like this, You're going to be shooting... Well, I guess that could work, actually, couldn't it? But we're gonna keep it honest like that. That gives us a lot more room both north and to the east. And then this card is going to be a straight shot to the south with a lovely little secret door. We'll check our key, and room number 47 is 3 Bernadazzi on break drinking. What the heck is a Bernadazzi? And then number 31 is going to be ornate doorknob beckons to be turned, but you need a gemstone key for this secret door down here. We declared where our heroes were first, not knowing what they would encounter. That's kind of how we limit ourselves. Then the question is going to be, who gets to go first? On evens, it'll be our heroes. On odds, it'll be the darkness, which is good. We wanted the darkness to go first because they're going to have to go... So that's 3.5 for this guy, 2.5. So he uses his free move to get to there. We're going to line them up as best we can. So 2 to there, and then 2 to there, and then these guys, I'm not going to measure for all of them. They're just going to file in. We're going to leave them 2 by 2, and then we have to figure out who is going to be able to get that second move to get stuck in. He is going to wind up getting piled by at least 2 of these guys, and then he'll get piled by 2 if a total of 4 move up. So we're going to roll for this guy, who does. This guy does not. This guy does not. This guy does. So these 2 guys are going to be able to get stuck in here. Oh, you're already engaged? I'm going to engage the archer. Then we're going to roll for the assassin, who does not move, and then this guy, this polearm guy, is also going to get stuck in here. They don't have any attacks, though. So, the next question is going to be, what do we want to do with our heroes? And we're going to use our buddy boy down here. You can see he is within 6 inches. So he's going to race up, and he's going to try to save the archer. Kablamo! He's got 3 attacks. He's going to use his D10s, and he's going to miss on both. That's okay. He's got a couple of D8s he can use, and he gets the 1 hit, and that guy needs a 4 up, and he dies. Way to go, Sable. Then he's got a pair of 6s as well, so he will... Well, actually not a pair. He's only got 1. He's going to move 6 inches up to here to draw some aggro. And that's going to free up, well, the next thing we need to do is he has a Mage Bolt he can cast. If we could free him up. Yeah, you know what, let's put him right here, and we're going to move our archer to there. And then he's going to launch his... Do we want to use our flurry of arrows now? I don't think so. I think he's just going to fire his first shot. The green die is the save, so this first guy goes down to the 10s. The second guy, again, we're going to roll the save to save some time, fails his, and then we've got, oh man, we're doing really good here. And then we've got a couple of 6s, and he saves his. Wow, look at that. Bang, bang, bang. I told you this game was streaky, didn't I? Marty O'Darty scores his first 3 kills of the game. And then we got our big boy who is going to attack. Actually, we're going to bring him up, and he can attack. He's got a quarterstaff, which does a couple of things. Corletto can attack 1 base width away, so we'll move up to 1 base width. And then he's going to attack this rat guy, but he only gets to roll 1 die. So he's going to use all 3 of his attacks against that guy. We're going to keep it simple. He hits 3 times. Most impressive. The rat has to roll all 3 of these 4 or higher, and he does. 1 in 8 chance. That's like the 3rd time we've hit the 1 in 8 chance. But they still have to deal with our big boy, our tanker. Remember, the D6 is an extra attack, so he gets 1 attack there that hits. And, oh no, I rolled the wrong one. I need to roll a D6, so he saves. Then we're going to roll 2 D8s plus a D6. And those are 2 separate attacks. The D6 is a separate attack, so we got 1 hit. And the guy saves. And then we're going to roll 3d6. The green is the extra d6 attack for the torch. So 2 hits. And he's got to roll 4 up. He fails 1. So there's only 1 rat guy left. And he's going to attack the guy that's all up in his grill. He's got 2... Well, he's only got 1 action. And he's going to hit with a 4. And our big boy actually rolls 3d6. And he's going to be fine. He has heavy armor, and he's a tank. So he gets 2 bonus D6s for that. And there we go. Then the question is going to be, well, it looks like we're heading this way. The cards are kind of directing us. We're going to have to split the difference, and we're going to have to use a couple of different boards, I think. We've got a little bit more room over there. So we're going to dial this guy in first. And then we're going to dial, well, we got 2 over there. Let's see what happens with this card. So we can go, how do we want to orient these? And we can orient them however makes sense. So this guy does not attach to both of those. I think we're going to have to find out what that one is too. No, that's a 9 actually, not a 6. So it looks like we've got a pretty impressive fork here. There's a couple of ways we can do this. We can align it like this over here. I guess probably a pretty good way to do it. And then this guy we can align however we want. Well, he's not going to, well, he might have fit like that, that little dog leg. And then this whole portion of the map is going to be dialed into that. Or we can come along this way. I think that's the way to do it. And then because this will attach to this. Let's check our key first to see what that big bad room is. Number 9 is going to be an altar room with a secret passage behind a tapestry. Ooh, very exciting. Number 56, oh, we just missed it. That is the webbing hangs from the ceiling. Oh boy, okay, so at 56, we're gonna use some spiders. And then at 27, glowing lava rocks inset in nooks illuminate the hall. Well, there's a secret door over there. I didn't even notice that door was secret. Maybe our heroes didn't either, and they will be ambushed via that. Let's draw out our new map. Our fellas are down here. They have looted the bodies of the rat men, and I got a confession to make. I got a little excited. This is what this new section of the dungeon looks like over here. I started to make this connection, and I went, oh, I made a mistake. Now, just like Joy of Painting, there's no mistakes. There's only happy accents. I went through and I found a card that would go ahead and allow me to finish this off. So we're already making a nice little complicated here. Let's go ahead and take a look up at the top, right? We got a nice convoluted labyrinth that we're fighting our way through here, and we have a decision to make. Do we want to go investigate that altar over there? If we do, these spiders are going to attack, and I think we do. I think we do. I think what we're going to do is we don't realize those spiders are there just yet. So we'll move everybody up 6 inches, and we'll just kind of take turns with the moving. Then these guys are going to move 6, and I think the question is going to be, they're going to be backed up by a couple of them cultists. Where are those 2 cultists going to come from? It's going to be a 1-2, or what do you think? 1-2, we'll bring them from back the way we came. Maybe they were back there. 3-4, and then we'll just go 5 and 6. So 2 cultists are going to appear based on that die roll. 1, 2, 3. So they're going to be coming up from behind. And we'll spawn them right about. I don't want to do T-pose again. We'll spawn them right. Well, they're off camera for now. I spawned them at the guard room. They were doing their patrols. There they are down there. We got to figure out whose turn it is first, and that's going to involve a D6 on an evens. It's our boys. On odds, it's the bad boys. So our boys get to take the first turn. They get to set up and, okay. So how do we want to set up, knowing that these guys are coming at us? This is an unfortunate turn of events. Forget the poison, we'll call it the web. When you get bit by one of these guys, you cannot move. You're stuck immobile until you cut the webs away. So in other words, you lose an action cutting the webs, and then you can freely move around the cabin. Now that doesn't include attacking. You can attack even if you're all webbed up. You just can't run to engage any other bad guys. As I said, it's our hero's turn to go. There is an issue with line of sight. This curtain blocks the line of sight. So what we're going to do is bring this fella down. Ooh. Yeah, let's take a look like that, okay? So this fella's going to come down 6 inches with his free move. And he's not going to have quite enough movement to engage, he's going to have to burn a move to engage these two cultists. We'll try it with a D6 first. He fails. So we got to do it with a D8, and that is going to be a success. Since he only has the 10s left, man, I'm inclined to go ahead and burn another charge. I don't know. Probably not a great idea. I'm just going to go ahead and do so. We get 2 hits, one with the 10s, one with the extra torch attack. He's got to save twice on a D8, and he fails one, so he goes down. And Melton is the big winner so far. Man, he's chewing them up. He's killed 4 vermin and 2 hordes. Then we're going to bring our... let's bring our archer down 6 inches to here. And he is going to have line of sight, so he can fire 2 arrows at that fella. Like so. Well, he's going to fire with his D10s. And then the guy tries to make a save and fails. And he goes down hard. Marty O'Darty scores his 4th kill of the game. And he's going to save his D8 and his D6. What I'm going to do is put these right next to him. And when anybody appears, he's going to launch an attack. So we'll do our free move for the wizard, who is also going to hold an action. And then we'll bring... he's going to come down 6 to here. And I think we'll bring him... So he's got 3 chances to move. It's going to be the 6, 8, and the 10. No, well, we'll start with the 6. And that's a failure. So now he's going to... Yeah, let's go ahead and see if he can move into position. Yep, so he's going to move over into position right here and draw the spider aggro. Now, those spiders can move a free 6 inches straight off the bat. They're 12 inches away. So what I'm going to do is roll to see if they are successful in their second move. 2 of them are going to be able to engage, but this guy up here is only going to be able to move 6 inches. So he stops right there. And that's all it can do. Except, bear in mind, he had his D6 and his D8, so he can fire off an arrow at one of these guys. This is a single attack that hits, and then we got to see if the guy... Yeah, so the spider does make his dodge defense roll. He has 2 actions left. He's got his 8 and his 10. I think we're going to go ahead and fire off one of our firebolt spells. He can take 2 shots, but we got to roll to see if we get the spell off. And he's rolling a 10, so he gets a 6, so the spell goes off. I will cross it off. He's only got 2 of those. That's the Mage Bolt. It's got a 12-inch range, so he gets 4 attacks with D10s. And he's going to launch 2 at this guy. Both of them hit. So this guy now has to pass 1 dodge defense roll on a 4-up and 1 on a 5-up. So the 4-up is a failure. And then this guy, likewise, these are 2 separate bolts. An 8 and a 9 are both successful. So the first one is a 4-up, and he fails. And that is the first kills for our wizard. Then we're going to bring... So now it's the good guy's turn. We're going to bring him around, and he's going to take a shot with his D10s. And he's going to get a hit, and the spider's going to fail. So Marty scores another kill, and now we're ready to do some exploramating. I would like to know what is over in this general direction. So I'm going to throw down 2 more cards. Remember, we're trying to burn through the deck as fast as possible. I'm going to put a card here. I'm going to put a card here. That card goes there, number 32. Ooh, that looks exciting. And 28 goes here. So 32, you see that? Let's turn on the autofocus. That'll help. And number 32 is... Trap of hot steam jets. Activate plates on the floor to escape the pattern. So that will be interesting. We'll have to think about how to do that in this game. And then 28 is going to be pantry with dried grains and fruits in small pouches. Well, heck, I know which one we're going to. You want to go to the trap, or do you want to go get some beef jerky? We're getting the beef jerky. Here's our steam trap room, our corridors, and then this is the stores. Our halfling smelled the beef jerky, which is kind of impressive. I don't know that you could smell beef jerky. Went running for it, and I realized, oh, these 2 passages are pretty close. Let's see what the next card is. And I drew this bad boy, which I oriented like this so that I could connect these 2 passages. And all these little things here are basically demon eggs. So instead of spawning 43 demon eggs, what I'm going to do is drop 2 terrors down, and these guys are going to have a real challenge fighting those terrors. Now, this is like our 4th spawn. It's fairly weak. I'm going to bring in 2 cultists to back them up, and those cultists are going to come it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6 will be back along this corridor along here. They're going to come out of 1, 2, so they're going to come running from this way. And I think now is a good time for... Where's our... Oh, we need an executioner. Yeah, boy. Look at... There's our executioner right there. Look at him. And he's going to appear right over there. I wonder who gets to go first. On an even, it's the good guys. On an odd, it's the bad guys. Well, that's not too bad. It's going to force them to use some of their movement. These bad guys are going to move to here on their 6s. Are they? They could conceivably come around for the flank. Do we want to do that? We might want to, because it's going to get jammed up and they're not going to be able to do anything. Yeah, let's do that. They know where the traps are, so we'll roll to see. Now, this is for... They're the same profile. It doesn't matter. They don't get a move on that one, but they do. One of them gets that extra move, and he can ignore the steam vents and run to there. Then our terrors are both going to dive in, and they're going to move to here. So there's their first move. And remember, they have 3 actions with a D10. So we're going to take them one at a time. This guy is going to try to move to contact. Actually, let's move this guy. On an 8, he does. So he's got 2 more actions. He's going to take 2 attacks against our runty guy. Both misses. Oh, you love to see it. Now, he is engaged, so this guy is going to use his first movement to engage the next hero right there. And then he's got 2 attacks as well, and he gets 1 hit. So our lightly armored archer is in a little bit of trouble here, because he only saves on a 5-up. And with a 4, he fails, so he takes a wound. But the demon boys are done, so we'll swing him around so we can show you a little bit better what he's doing. And he's got D10s for attack. He gets a hit on the first, and that demon succeeds. Not too surprising. He attacks with his second attack. Remember, he's got a shield, so he is actually at +1 to his dodge defense. He will save on 3 ups to the first attack to his front quarters. He hits with his second attack, and that guy passes, and then he's got his 2d6, and to save time, I'm going to roll the d10, so we get it all out of the way at once. So after 3 attacks, that terror is still alive and kicking. All right, fine. We're going to bring our big boy up to attack this one, and he's got his bonus attack. The green is the extra, which misses. So on a 1, 1, and 2, he does nothing. That's fine. He's got a second attack, and he's going to get 1 hit, and that terror is going to pass. And then we've got our 3d6. The green d10 is the save, and he saves. So we're not doing so hot here. Let's hope our big boy. Now he's going to fire off his last mage bolt, and he's got 4 bolts. Well, first of all, we need to see if he gets the spell off. On a d10, he does. So that 6 means he gets it off. So all 4 of those are hitting this guy here. 1, 2, miss. 3, 4. Oh, wait. 4 shots at whoever you want. Do they all 4 hit? I think all 4 automatically hit. 4 bolts, 12-inch range, and then it's a -1. Yeah, so he's just trying to save. I did that wrong. So his first save is going to be a failure, and, well, what a waste. We should have fired the other 3. But hey, that's 1 terror for the Great Corletto, and he still has the ability to cast another spell. I don't think he's going to go ahead and cast a heal on the archer. And then that archer is going to drift back to here. Tilt him down. So he's going to try to intercept those cultists as they come around that corner there. Ooh, boy. Boy, the white balance makes it really hard to adjust. So he's going to wait down here. He used his free move. I'm going to drop a 8 and a 10. So if they appear, he's going to get a shot off at him. And I think that's it for the good guys. Corletto has only used one of his attacks. We could move him up here. This guy's engaged. We'll roll our d6s to see if he can move. And he can. And that allows him to at least take a swing with his club. With a 4, he hits. And that terror has to save. And fails. Look at that! With the quarterstaff, conking him on the head. Didn't even need a bridge falling out from under him. Didn't need to wield no sacred flames of Anor. But it is the bad guy's turn. And in this case, I guess we'll take the straight route. He's going to move 6 inches to there. And then he's going to see if he can move to engage. And he cannot on his first. And he cannot on his second. This guy over here, well, I know you can't see him. There's a cultist right up here. Hello. This cultist is going to move 6 inches around to here. And then he's going to try to move. He gets his second move, and now we'll be a little more careful. 3 inches to there, and then 3 inches puts him right there. And then Archer gets his shot off, and he hits with one of them. The Terror makes a save, so he can move, and he doesn't get to move his last time. I think that's it for the bad guys. It is. So our Archer is going to move up. We're going to try to shoot him first. He's going to move up 6 inches to there. He's got line of sight. Oh, man, these guys are a little too far apart. Let me see if I can swing around so I can show you both of them. And then we'll refocus. There we go. Better. So he's going to take the shots first. Darty O'Marty now has his D10s. And he hits, and that guy is going to succeed. So we'll roll our D8s. And once again, the green is the dodge defend roll. So he succeeds, and once again, the green is the dodge defend roll with that third arrow. And he succeeds. So 3 arrows into the armor. All right, not a problem. We'll send up our stunty boy. And he's got 2 D10s. He's going to miss on his 10s. He's going to do his 8s. And the guy fails. So Sable knocks off another one. And then we're going to move down here. 6 inches won't be enough. He's going to use his D6 to try to engage. And he succeeds. And now we've got a pair of 8s with a D6. So this is, you know what, I got to roll the attacks first. So the 6 is a separate attack. He gets 1 hit. And that guy rolls a 1 and fails. So again, Melton with the big kill. Where are we at? I want to know what's up beyond that egg hatchery. No, you know what? I want to fill in the blank spaces on the map first. We're going to swing back around. We're going to see what's behind this altar over here. I got a good feeling about this next card. And it's going to be... Oh, look at that. 46. That's something impressive. I think that looks like a quarry. So we're going to drop our big boy down along with 2 terror and 2... Well, let's drop down our heroes. The big boy is going to go first. And so there we go. So that's where our heroes are going to start. Let me draw out that big battle, and we're going to hit them with everything we got. Here you can see our room setup. That altar in the center there blocks line of sight. That may be a problem for our archer. As you can see, we've got 2 flaming demons. These are terrors. 3 actions, D10s. We've got 3 hordes up front and 2 in the back. These 2 in the back, Mr. T-Pose and his book carrier, are trying to complete a ritual. On the 3rd darkness phase, the Master Demon will appear, and they'll be freed up to make attacks as well. So we get a couple of turns for the heroes before all hell literally breaks loose. We're going to have to pull out all the stops on this one, fellas. The question, as usual, is you come through here, who gets the first action? And I'm going to do a roll-off. The red die is going to be for the fire boys. So at least our heroes get to take the first action. I think we needed that. Archer first. He's going to step up, and he's going to fire off a flurry of arrows. He's going to take 3 attacks at this lead cultist. This is his D10, and it's the last time he can do this. Where is it? The flurry of flaming shot flurry. There we go. He already did this once. So 3 bow shots, all with his D10s against the same guy. He gets 3 hits. And that guy's got to survive all 3 of these. He fails with a single. He goes down. Marty takes care of one of those with his D10s. Now he's going to use his D8s, and he's going to take a flaming shot at this guy, which gives him a +2 to hit, and he misses. So he's going to take a flaming shot with a D6 at this guy, and that's the last of his flaming shots. Now that hits, but it puts the bad guy at -2 to his save, and with a 1, this guy goes down. Archer ain't doing so bad. Then we're going to bring our wizard Harry up, and he's going to drop his elemental fury spell. Teardrop shape, he's got to come up to here, and he drops the teardrop, whoosh. And that is going to, he's got 2 of those, that's his first one. We really need to wipe all these guys out. That is going to give, let me check the rules on that bad boy. I think it gives a -2 to the dodge defend. Elemental Fury, models must roll for damage at a -2 penalty. So we have a D8 for the guy in front. We got a D10 for the terror. This is at a -2. So a 4 succeeds and a 1 does not. At least we got rid of the terror. That's good news. And then he's got D6s, so he's going to go ahead and make a quarterstaff attack, which hits. And that Hordeling is going to fail. Wow! Who knew our wizard was so good with his staff? We haven't even begun to use our tanks. I guess we're going to have to rule that the spell goes off early. First tank moves up. Now that I've said that, watch these guys. Watch this guy just be an absolute beast. We're going to use our charge, which means we're going to get a separate attack for the charge. We have our 2-weapon attack, and we have our normal attack. So we might do 3 hits altogether. We do 1 with the 10s, 2, 3 hits altogether. That means that terror has to save 3 times. He fails once. And oh my gosh, we could actually stop the ritual if we get lucky here. Rolling an 8 to move into contact with Mr. T-Pose. Rolling D6s for our attack. The green D6 is a separate attack. We get 2 hits, and Mr. T-Pose is going to fail on both of them. So he is dead. Thanks to the fast action of, who is that, Melton. The only guy left is Mr. Bookie. So he's going to run away. And then he's going to use his second action to summon the demon, because I want to see the terror. And here he comes, and I want to show off this figure, because it's such a good-looking figure. So let's talk about what's going on here. I think we've demonstrated the proof of concept. You should have seen enough by now to decide whether this is something you want to spend time on. We got to explore a fun little fiery dungeon. Probably should have given our fire demons like a bonus on the fire spells. Except that, and most of them died to good old-fashioned pointy sticks. Also, I really wanted to show you my Nyarlathotep. It's a metal figure. He's old school, and he's painted in the classical style. He comes striding on, and with his free move, and then, he's terrifying. So our big boy here has to, how does terrifying work? Each time an opponent comes within 2 inches, it must roll its highest quality die type. That's going to be a D10. Or run away. Hey, Mr. Ant, we know giant ants here. What does that demon bring with him? What else do I have over here that you haven't seen yet? I gotta have some fun stuff in here. He's gonna bring in a couple of his dark enforcers. These guys are a couple more hordes that are gonna follow him into battle, but he's not done yet. Because he's gonna swing into combat here, and that's with his free move. And then he's gonna roll 3 attacks against Melton. 6, 8, and 10. He's only going to get 1 hit, but that hit forces Melton to make a save at -1. Although he picked the wrong guy, right? Because Melton gets to roll 3 dice, and if any of those succeed, so he survives. Then this guy is going to come on board. Let's see how far he can move. These guys are classed as hordes to slow everything down. We'll put 1 there, and then this one's going to circle around to here. And then we'll roll to see if this guy can move, and he can, and then he gets an attack on our wizard. And that 5 is going to be a success. It was a 5, take my word for it. And our wizard rolls, and he gets a successful save. This guy is going to move into contact with our archer, and on a 6 he can, and then on a 8, our archer is going to save on a 5 up, and he saves as well. So our heroes get to go. Our wizard is going to use his free move to free disengage. And then he's going to, that's the ability of the quarterstaff, is free disengage, and you can bonk a guy from a distance. Then he's going to roll his 3 attacks, 6, 8, and 10, see if he gets any hits. He gets 2, and that hordling horde dude has to save both of these. He fails 1, and the wizard, once again, our Kung Fu wizard is doing great. What do we want to do with our archer? I think our archer is on his own down there. No, you know what he has? He has a spell of Scroll of Evasion. So first thing we're going to do is move our... Oh, is he close enough? He's not. He's going to have to use an action to get stuck in. So we'll roll the D6. We'll call that a 6. So then he gets his D8s and his D10s. And I'm just going to roll them both at the same time. The 8s hit, the 10s hit, and our terror, or our big boy, is going to save both of those. The Scroll of Evasion lets you move 3 inches away, and then he's going to fire all 3 actions. I guess we better do this one at a time. So the D10s... Oh, he's got to evade over to here, actually. We want to make sure we maintain that. Oh, but then he's... Yeah, there's no way to do this, to evade and free up a line of sight for the shots. Ah, well, he gets the hit, but that horde makes the save. He gets the hit, but the horde makes the save, and he gets the hit, and the horde fails. So that guy goes down to Marty O'Darty's Darty-O party. Who's left? So he has now used his D8s, and then he can use his D6s to try to get into a better position. Oh, no, he only gets to roll 1, and he fails. So now it's up to... Trying to score some wounds here. Oh, you know what? He needs to pass a test or he can't even get stuck in. On a 7, he did. It's up to Melton here. He's going to use his cleave, which gives him a +1 on his D6 attack. No, his D10 attack. So the D6 misses. The D10 hits. Oh no, you know what? That is actually a hit. Because he's big, this guy is big, so it's +1 to hit. So he gets a +1 here and a +1 here. The first attack with the cleave is going to be at -3. So the first one does a wound, and the second one is normal, and he saves. But this guy now no longer has his D10s. And that was just Melton's first. I'm going to put a little wound marker on him. That was just Melton's first attack. He's still got his D8s and his D6s. The 6 is going to miss, but he gets a hit with the 8s. And the quarry saves. And then he's going to roll 3d6. The green is the extra attack. So he gets 2 hits. And the big boy has to save both of these. And he is at +1. So the 2 is a save. 1s and 2s are the only failures. So he takes a second wound. Not looking good for the big boy. What does he have? He can spend 2 action dice to heal 1 wound. He doesn't have. He's only got the 6. He's going to use his free move to heal 1 wound. And then he's got his D6s, and he's going to attack the dwarf, and he's going to hit, not the dwarf, the halfling. He's going to get 1 hit. And Mr. Halfling is going to roll a 2 and take the wound. But that's all he's got, man. He doesn't have a whole lot. He's in trouble. We're gonna give our Melton. He's our best warrior. He's gonna use his cleave. Oh, I should specify. Well, he missed on. I tell you what, he's not gonna use cleave now. He missed with the 10s, hit with the 5, and the big boy is gonna fail on a 2, so he takes a 2nd wound. Now on the 8s, we're gonna use the cleave. The 8s are at +1. He misses with a 6, hits with the 8, and now the thing has a -3 to his save, and he still saves. But he does have 2 wounds still. So here we go, Sable. Sable Dart. See what you got. He is also going to use cleave on his D10s. He hits with a 4, and now this bad boy needs to save at -3. He rolls a 3, and that's the end. Our big bad goes down. And hey, look, we solved the puzzle. We've beaten the dungeon of the fiery pits, although we were using it as more of a terrain generation with a little bit of light enemy generation. And once again, we were way burned out on our resources. Marty O'Darty, if we go take a look here, this is what our kill count looks like. And Marty O'Darty, all those dark circles were all done in. We did about 5 spawn points, and then likewise over here, our 2 tanks used all of their free attacks. I didn't cross them off, but both of these cleaves, this free D8 attack, and then down here, Sable, he used his charge, and he used one of those. So we really were hurting. We used a couple of potions and scrolls. I know it might not look like it, but this was a closer run thing than you might expect. If this fight had gone a couple more rounds, I think it would have been all over. And more to the point, you know, we've got this here. Let me set up the full dungeon for you. So there you have it. There's our dungeon with an arena, a mess hall. Nicely loops back in around itself. We got some more room down here. And of course, a lot of white spots down here. We came up, did some battles, fought some terrors. There's our final room. Nice random dungeon that loops in on itself. Ultimately, I guess the real question is, would I recommend Atmar's Cardography? I don't know, I guess. I mean, it's not great for what we're trying to use it for, but it's a little bit different. Probably if you're like a 5th edition player. By the way, I don't know. You know, you figure it out. I'm not your boss. I'm not a guru. I'm just a guy that tried this little thing. Don't use Fate, though. Fate's kind of dumb. There's one other thing I wanted to tell you before I go. Oh, yeah, I'm praying for you.